video is an area that I think also as an industry, we have potential left. We have a little bit of catching up to do when I look at how a lot of other industries use video. When I go into pretty much any self-storage business these days, everyone has a Google strategy. They have a budget, they know their numbers, they know their rankings, and that's a great thing because Google is the largest search engine in the world, so that's exactly how it should be. But what I very rarely encounter is a self-storage business that has a strategy for the second largest search engine in the world, YouTube. Now, when we as consumers are buying something, then one of the strongest psychological factors that are at play is something called loss aversion. In other words, we want to avoid experiencing loss. We want to avoid risk. The reason for that is that the emotion of loss is twice as intense as the emotion of joy. So if we use the comparison of these two dogs here, if we as human beings are given the same amount of loss as joy, the way it feels to us, the way we experience it, is that the loss is the size of the bulldog and the joy is the size of a chihuahua. One of the best pieces of sales advice that I ever got was this: we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and we should use them in proportion. This is all about asking good questions. When we sell through service, then we have a tendency to have a reversed proportion there. We will speak twice as much as we listen. And that's not what sales is about at all. That's maybe the image we can have of sort of a traditional door-to-door Hoover salesperson, but that's not what sales is today. Sales today is about being very good at asking questions and then being very good at listening. And then finally, we have discounts as a way to incentivize people to step over the line and sign with us when we have them in our offices or on the phone or online. Playbook on sales. We get to the end, we ask for the close, we ask for the sale, and then we get a no. We may not get a no per se, but the customer has objected in some way. And when we speak about objections, traditionally in sales training, if you've ever taken a standard sales training course, many sales trainers will say that objections should secretly be celebrated because objections are a buying signal. It means that our customer is thinking about buying, because if they weren't thinking about buying, they wouldn't object to buying. Now, I understand the logic in that, but my experience in real life, sales don't work like that at all. When customers object, it's because there is a reason why they don't want to close the sale right now. They don't feel ready to buy from us at this very moment in time. And if objections were a buying signal and were something to be celebrated, then what we would see in our sales teams would be that the more experienced someone gets, the more objections they get. The better they are at getting customers to object to what they're offering them. And what I think the experience of the entire room is probably going to be is that the opposite is true. The more experienced our salespeople get, the less people object. And that's because experienced salespeople don't do objection handling only, they also do objection prevention. They adapt their approach to deal with objections before they even arise. And the most important thing from a sales point of view to realize about discounts is that when we offer discounts, we are speaking to different target markets, just as we are when we are marketing to different target markets. If we offer a student discount, we're more likely to get more students. That makes perfect sense. But the same is true with price discounts. If we offer a lot of price discounts, we're more likely to attract price-sensitive customers. If we offer a lot of value-based discounts, we're more likely to attract customers who look at the overall value of what we're offering. When we offer prepayment discounts, we're attracting people who want to stay for longer and who don't have cash flow problems. There isn't one discount plan that's better than the other. My message here today is look at who you are actually attracting with the discounts that you offer and make sure that you're attracting different customer segments with that so that you're not attracting one segment and neglecting another one. I'd like to finish off with a quote by Vincent van Gogh, who said that great things are done by a series of small things brought together. And that is very much the case in sales. The difference between the good and the great in sales is very rarely in the big processes and the big changes. It's very often in fine-tuning the small detail to get the best results for every single step of the way. So I hope over the last hour that I've given you enough small things to now allow you all to go back to your businesses and take something great and make it even greater.